Crowd auf der Gamescom.
So with Little Big Planet 1, as you know, we made a platform game, basically, and we gave people the ability to make their own levels. But what we instantly found out was people wanted to make more than just levels for a platforming game. They wanted to make side-scrolling shooters, puzzle games, music games, all kinds of stuff, stories, cutscenes. But they couldn't really do it. It wasn't really designed for that, so they managed, but it was a bit hacky. So with this, we wanted to really kind of expand the tools that they had and be able to make any game they wanted, any experience they wanted to make. We've been talking about Create a lot over the last 6 months or so we're going to look at Play today. And we're going to show you a couple of the new tools we put in there that change the play modes. We really see our levels as inspiration. Like, people always start with the story mode and then progress on to Create. So we kind of need to show the different ways of using the different cool things we put in there. This is Victoria, and her kitchen's been overrun by meanies. So we have to get rid of the meanies using the Cakeinator. This is the Cakeinator here. It's actually called the Controllinator usually, but in this level it's a Cakeinator. Basically it's an emitter on your head, and you can use it to shoot anything you want. In this case, it shoots cake juice or balls of icing. So you can use it as a weapon or you can use it as a tool. In this level, we're using it as both. There's a little tutorial here.
You can create floating textures now?
Yes.
Awesome.
And you can see there's an animated texture here. You can change the speed of that. You can make it flow upwards if you want. There's a couple of different ones. There's jam. So there's a little meanie. I can shoot him with the icing, and he blows up and makes the icing. Got him. This level is based on, it's very Victorian. It's steampunk and cake. We wanted that some interesting kind of art feels. I thought that was quite a British one. So yeah, I've used it as a weapon. Here I can also, and it's very basic, I can use it to make some steps to get up here.
Is it one late arrival? Sorry.
Yeah, sure. Hey there. We're just going over the different kind of new things in play mode. Have you played Little Planet 1?
Yeah, I knew what new game new, so...
This on my head is a Cakeinator, and it's shooting out balls of icing. And I can use it to block those clocks, turn on this thing, run through. So there's all these kind of, curse you. So this level's full of kind of loads of little puzzles just for using the icing. But this gun can shoot anything. It can shoot water or fire, but it will also shoot anything you make. So it can shoot a cow, or a plane, or a house. I don't know, just a square thing. It doesn't really matter. You can choose how far it shoots, the direction it goes in, how big it is. So people can make all kinds of different levels with this. And, obviously people will make, and we've made deathmatch levels where it shoots rockets and you can fight each other in battle in multiplayer arena. But hopefully people will also make really fun things for it to emit these strange ones. Someone at work made it emit a little ball that stuck to the ceiling and opened up, and inside was a gun turret that shot things, and that was the only way you could destroy stuff was using the gun turret, so you had to deploy it. Flip out of here. So I was saying earlier that people wanted to make all kinds of different games, and obviously that's still similar to Little Planet 1, it's just with an enhanced thing. And we also have, we're releasing in the trailers, like this grappling hook, bounce pads, there's magic gloves so you can lift stuff up.
Have you improved the jumping from Sackboy?
The jumping hasn't changed. Okay. The main reason it hasn't changed, even if we wanted to change it, we want every single level to have been made, so all 3 million of them to work with this, and they'll all be backwards compatible. Excuse me. And so if we had changed the physics in any way, then it would have broken it. Okay. But what you can do is use a thing called a sackbot. And when you come into the level, you can make the player become this robot. And you can make it look exactly like the player, just with a little tick box. And then you can program how that thing moves. So you could give it a really, really big jump, you could make it unable to jump. You can make your own character entirely. So if you don't like how Sackboy jumps, then you just change it for your levels. Make a, you think you could do better, essentially, then go ahead, it's fine. Okay. So where is the cosmos? So yeah, in Little Big One, people made spent a lot of time trying to make things like side-scrolling shoot 'em ups. And when we played them, we thought these are amazing, but they weren't fun. They were just incredible. How did you make that? People spent hours and hours just being able to make a spaceship that could fly around. What we wanted to do is build tools that enable you to make a spaceship in about 5 minutes, and then spend hours and hours and hours making a really fun level. So instead of just having a clunky thing and as impressive, now you can spend hours building a fun game. We do that with a thing called a controllinator. It used to be called the direct control seat, which is its very literal name, because it allows you to directly control stuff. In the first game, we had cars, and there's a motor bolt and a lever. When you pull the lever, turn the motor bolt on, the car drove forward. Now what you can do is use the controllinator. There's this thing on the top here, and in create mode, you pop it open, and it's a circuit board with a dual shock on the top. And then you can wire the X button into that motor bolt. So instead of a lever, it's like what it has to use. I press X, the wheel goes around, and I hide that circuit board, and now I have a car. And it's a lot more physical. I can move it left and right with the stick. So with this one, in play, what happens is I jump in that seat. It's a little seat the Sackboy sits in. Now I can fly this thing up with a thumbstick, it just flies it around the screen. And it wouldn't be a shooter unless I had to shoot, so being a bee, I have some honey. Wait through here, and already we have a really simple little side-scrolling shooter. Yeah, there's some enemies through here, I'm sure. It's very Little Big Planet side-scrolling shooter. It's not a kind of violent thing, it's still, it's a honey shooting bee. When you complete this level, you'll get the bee, and you'll get these enemies as toys that you can use in create mode. So you could, even if you weren't a creator, you didn't want to make your own spaceship, you could just make a new level for this. You could add your own enemies or customize them and color them, so you could kind of start with something already in your hands. So yeah, there's all kinds of different gameplay experiences throughout the Little Big Planet 2 story. And as you progress, you kind of get more and more vehicles to play with, more and more toys and funny things. It's like a bouncy gravity thing. What else is in there? There's crazy things.
Is that the kind of anti-gravity like Segway thing? Like
that's great.
You're
driving like a Segway. When you press X, it flips gravity upside down, so you have to like traverse over things and like drop down. But it still looks like Little Big Planet. It's still Sackboy and still side-scrolling. It's still the same thing. If you want to, you can completely ignore that and really make your own games. So here, for instance, it's Space Pool. This is a good example of want to make their own game that doesn't have Sackboy. You just want to make a cool game. Very simply, just using a trick of the camera, you can make top-down games. People have asked us, like, how does the top-down mode work? It's just the same, but it's just a trick of the eye. It's it's the floor, it's the wall. No, so yeah, this is the same thing. As we get stuck here. There's my Sackboy sitting in one of those chairs. There we go. So if Sackboy, if this were normal, if you were to go to create mode, Sackboy would walk along here like it was the floor. But with the trick of the camera, we have a pool table, and instead of controlling a spaceship with the thumbstick, I'm controlling this ball here. So left and right just aims, and then when I hold down X, I can choose the power, and then we have pool. So in reality, these balls are actually anti-gravity; they're just floating in the air. And then when they hit something, then they still have the physics associated. So it's all kind of a trick.